Elevator Antics is the first real glimpse we get into how this part of the island might have looked before it was wrecked forever. But first, does anyone else think this level has really subtle lighting dynamics? It seems to get darker in some areas and lighter in others. I noticed it while playing, I noticed it while watching the footage back, and even cross-referenced it with other people's footage. I swear it's there, but I can't see anything about it online and I feel like I'm going crazy. Anyway, this is part 29 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country. Let's do that thing where we look at level design for a bit, pretending we care when we're really just killing time until we can talk about the good stuff. Visually, this level's virtually indistinguishable from Reptile Rumble, or I suppose even Torchlight Trouble. The background feels a bit more open, but that's more a side effect of the level design. The main theme of this level are the elevators. They don't show up until the second half of the game, and anyone familiar with the original Mario Brothers knows what the deal is. Speaking of Mario, this level's got some really clever secrets, one of which feels like a cheeky nod towards the second level of the original Mario Brothers game. This level's also really rope heavy in the first half. That alone separates it from other cave levels. That's about it. It's a great level. Probably the most open a level has felt since Jungle Hijinks, which is cool, I guess. Earlier, I said how I felt Elevator Antics gives us our first real look at what Kremkrok Industries could have been pre-industrialization. But there's one detail I want to cover first. I feel like Elevator Antics is a sort of quiet, liminal space between two more significant areas. I don't think it's a mine. I think the mine is deeper, possibly even as deep as Chimp Caverns. And this level is like the space around some, but likely not all, the elevator shafts leading to some kind of exchange point near the end of Trick Track Trek. We're not where the action is, we're seeing the space behind the curtain instead of the stage itself. That doesn't really have any bearing on anything, but it's a cool observation that I just wanted to put out there. And with that one out of the way, let's talk about the cave itself. Like Reptile Rumble, this is clearly limestone, and carved out by water coursing through the rock over many years. My guess is runoff from the glacier and melting snow that caused the caverns to form. And who knows, maybe Reptile Rumble, Bouncy Bonanza, Torchlight Trouble, maybe even all of Chimp Caverns could be traced back up to this point. So what does that tell us about Kremkrok itself? Well, between that and the pool scene in the overworld, we start to get a better picture. No small amount of water had to find its way down from the glacier to settle here, and from there it coursed like blood throughout the island, all the way down to the ocean. In the comments for Oil Drum Alley, one of you said that the area was likely to still be pretty snowy, which would explain where the water came from, and backs up my theory. You also said the pollution from the factories could be responsible for warming up the environment, which would also explain why the river's dry. I think we can rule out the already unlikely volcanic region idea. And what we've just covered could point towards maybe a more aquatic region. I'm not sold on that idea just yet. A couple of you in the comments said it was likely just a cliffside area, similar to Razor Ridge in Donkey Kong Country 3. That seems to be the most solid idea we've got so far. It also goes hand in hand with the idea that it was possibly still quite a cold part of the island. As for definite details, I think we can pretty much confirm the river and the lake, but the rest is still up for debate. That said, I do think we've started to zero in on what it may have actually looked like. Alright, Elevator Antics is done and dusted. It was really cool hearing all your ideas about how Kremkrok Industries might have looked before the industrialization of it all. And it was cool to hear your ideas on what could be a cool world to take its place if, for whatever reason, it ceased to exist. We seem to already have a pretty good idea of what it might have looked like before it became what it is. But we're not done at Kremkrok Industries yet, so who knows what the future will hold for us. Alright, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you all so much for watching, I really do appreciate it. And yeah, have a good day, and I will see you in the next one.